Sarvadharmasthapakatvam Sarvadharmaswarupakaha Acharyanam Mahacharyo Ramakrishnaya Te Namaha. O establisher of all the faiths, embodiment of all the religions, the greatest teacher among all the teachers, O Sri Ramakrishna, my salutations to you. Namaste, pranam. Spiritual aspirant has attained samadhi. That's what Sri Ramakrishna taught us during this process of awakening of Kundalini and piercing the six centers, when ultimately the mind of the spiritual aspirant, it transcends the six centers and even transcends the seventh plane of Sahasrara and becomes one with the Parabrahman. The Jivatman has become one with the Paramatman. Now, in this state, Sri Ramakrishna says, body cannot last for more than 21 days. At most 21 days, the life force, the prana, will remain in the physical body, and after that, even that prana will say goodbye. Enough of it. And that's the end of the journey. But some devoted souls, some divine souls, they bring down their consciousness to the level of body consciousness. That divine from that divine plane, they come down to the lower plane, to the normal plane, with the intention of teaching the seekers. All these mumukshus, millions and billions and trillions of mumukshus who are struggling to attain that state of samadhi, they are seeking guidance. And these divine souls, they come down to the lower planes. The divine souls like Ramakrishna, the divine souls like Swami Vivekananda, the divine souls like Adi Shankaracharya. All these jnanis, Brahmat jnanis, all these realizers, they come down to the normal plane to impart the spiritual instructions to these seekers who want to get into that state of samadhi. Millions and billions and trillions they are trying, but hardly one or two they will attain to that state. We have all to undergo that journey. We all have to undergo that pressure. We all have to undergo that experience till the time we also reach that stage of samadhi. Now, what happens of such a person? Sri Ramakrishna has told that after attaining this state, the reasoning stops. There is no more reasoning, there is no more multiplicity, there is no more diversity which is perceived by these people. And then these people, they acquire certain typical characteristics. Their behavior changes, their attitude changes on the outlook of this entire creation. What that attitudinal change comes in, what that personality change comes in these kind of people who have attained to samadhi, who have seen across the sixth chakra, who have experienced beyond the sixth chakra, what happens to them? Now that Sri Ramakrishna is telling in the next teachings. A man who has realized God shows certain characteristics. He will have certain character. That person will not be like an ordinary human being, running after the worldly possessions, running after the worldly achievements, running after the worldly enjoyments. There is some definite change in their attitude. There is definite change in their personality, and such a man, such a person will show certain characteristics. Now, what are those characteristics? He becomes like a child, totally dependent on its mother. The child doesn't make anything, any movement for that matter of its own. The child depends on its mother for everything that he needs that it needs for its existence. The child is simply lying. It will just shake its hands and feet and make some kind of sound. If he feels hungry, he will start crying. The mother will come, pick up the child and start nursing. That is the only thing that that child knows. And the knower of Brahman, Sri Ramakrishna says, becomes like a child. For every need will depend on the Divine Mother. nothing else. Won't depend on any of the individuals for that matter. The child will depend only on the Divine Mother. Mother, you do this to me. Whatever you want to do, you will do it. I know that. That becomes the attitude, a childlike attitude towards the divine. Or a madman. The person, he is way beyond the worldly understandings. He doesn't go chase any worldly dreams. He doesn't go after any worldly enjoyments. And people start saying, oh, such a mad person he is. He can't enjoy the world. He can't enjoy the worldly enjoyments. Lust and greed are a big no-no for him. What is this? What kind of a mad person he is? So Sri Ramakrishna says, such a person, realized soul, he behaves like a madman at times. He behaves like an inert thing. There is no initiative. He doesn't want to do anything. Like the tamas personified. There is no initiative. There is no energy to do anything. He doesn't show any energy. There is no initiative. There is no interest in doing anything of his own. If mother wants me to do something, I will do it. Otherwise, I'm sitting here. So what? So that is the kind of inert behavior such a person will show. Now, this is what the ordinary worldly people, they will perceive. Oh, this fellow is just sitting idle. But is he really sitting idle, or is he deep meditating something inside? This person may not seem to do any work from our worldly understanding. He will be sitting there idle, just eyes closed, in his own world, kind of like a madman, deep into his own world. Now, what he is doing, the worldly people can't understand. They think, oh, he's just an inert thing. He is just a dead stuff. He is the person of no good at all. He is not doing anything. So that is the perception worldly people get of such a person who has attained Brahmajnana. Or he even may behave like a ghoul. Dirty, he won't take bath, he won't keep himself clean, he won't wear clean clothes, washed and ironed. He will be in his own sweet kind of world, own divine world. He looks like a ghoul, he looks like a madman, he looks like an inert being. But internally, this person is like a child who is totally depending on the Divine Mother. That is the basic external features that we can see of a person who has realized Brahman. That is what Sri Ramakrishna has told us now. And then he says, further, he is firmly convinced that he is the machine and God is the operator. That God alone is the doer and all others are his instruments. That is his ultimate understanding. I cannot do anything. How can I do? I'm not the doer. He is the doer. My mother is the doer. My chosen deity is the doer. My master is the doer. I am just an instrument. He is the charioteer. I am just a charioteer. He is the operator. I am just a machine. The machine can never function on its own till the operator switches on the button, switches on the power supply. What can machine do on its own? That too, machine can only do what the operator decides the machine to do. That's it. No more, no less. Whatever the wish of the operator, whatever the will of the operator, that is what the machine or that instrument will do. And they are so firmly convinced of this particular idea that I am an instrument. He is the operator. I am the machine. He is the engineer. He is doing everything. I am just a chariot. He is the charioteer. I am just a puppet. He is the puppeteer. That is the level of understanding these people they attain to. And then Sri Ramakrishna gives here the example of some Sikh devotees who used to visit Sri Ramakrishna. Now, near Dakshineshwar, there was a gunpowder factory, and a lot of Sikh uh, workers, they were employed in that factory, and they used to often come and visit Sri Ramakrishna, seek his spiritual guidance, and they used to share their views with Sri Ramakrishna, take his views. So Sri Ramakrishna says, as some Sikh devotees once said to me, even the leaf moves because of God's will. That was the firm conviction of these Sikh soldiers, these Sikh devotees, that even the leaf moves because of God's will. Leaf cannot move on its own. Unless the God wills, it won't provide that wind, and the leaf will not move at all. Only with the God's will. See that kind of dependence, that kind of surrender, that kind of understanding that these Sikh devotees they had. And Sri Ramakrishna very much appreciated that. That even they understand this fact that even the leaf moves with the God's will. That is the ultimate understanding. That is the ultimate knowledge that the spiritual aspirants gain at the Brahma after attaining Brahmajnana. That it is all He is doing it. We are just mere instrument. It is all His will. It is all His wish. It is all His doing. We are nothing. We can't even think anything. We can't even breathe. We can't even do anything unless He wills. So that is what Sri Ramakrishna praised the attitude of these Sikh devotees. And then he says that one should be aware that everything happens by the will of Rama. Everything happens by the will of God. That everyone should always remember. Unless and until we have that kind of sincere feeling, that kind of sincere understanding that it is all God's will, we will always be committing mistakes. And then Sri Ramakrishna gives this example. He quotes, in fact, he quotes from a story that he had once told. The weaver said, the price of the cloth by the will of Rama is 1 rupee 6 annas. By the will of Rama, the robbery was committed. By the will of Rama, the robbers were arrested. By the will of Rama, I too was arrested by the police. And at last, by the will of Rama, I am also released now. Now, this is the story, very interesting story Sri Ramakrishna used to tell about one weaver. This weaver, he used to weave cloth and sell it, extremely highly devoted. Everyone in the village, they had a high regard for him. He was such a wonderful devotee. He used to always believe in the will of Rama. Any buyer used to come to his place that, okay, I want to buy this cloth. What is the price of this cloth? His answer would be, by the will of Rama. It is 1 rupee 6 annas. By the will of Rama. Everything in his life was as if happening by the will of Rama. There was not even an iota of his own will. His own will was merged. It had gone. It has destroyed his will. Only the will of Rama remained true for this weaver. So, anything happening, he used to point it to the will of Rama. Now, what happened? Once he had closed his shop and he was going, and there were some robbers who had committed a robbery at some place. And they had collected a lot of things, and they wanted somebody to carry that bundle so that they could put additional bundles on this person to carry them for them. So these robbers, they caught hold of the weaver. Come, man, help us in carrying this bundle. Now that bundle was nothing but all the stolen goods. So this weaver, by the will of Rama, he took that bundle and kept it on his head and started walking with the robbers. In the meantime, police started chasing them. They caught the robbers, they also caught the weaver. And they were surprised. How come weaver has become a part of this gang of robbers? He's such a wonderful person. He's such a great devotee. How come he is there? But they have caught him red-handed with all that stolen stuff on his head. So the weaver is put behind the bars along with the robbers. And then they're also, oh, by the will of Rama, I am behind the bars. By the will of Rama, police have caught me also. So next day, they were all brought to the court in front of the judge. Judge is also surprised seeing the weaver caught for this robbery. And there was a complete evidence. He was caught red-handed with all those stolen goods on his head. So the judge asked him, great devotee you are, can you please tell how you got into this? Why did you get involved in this robbery? And now the weaver, his only refuge is Rama. His only deity is Rama. So with his complete faith in the will of Rama, he narrates all this story. He says, by the will of Rama, the robbery was committed. By the will of Rama, the robbers were arrested. By the will of Rama, I too was arrested by the police. By the will of Rama, I was put behind the bars. By the will of Rama, I am now here in front of you, oh my dear judge. What to do? It is all will of Rama. And looking at his firm conviction in the will of Rama, looking at the firm conviction of his sincerity in the will of Rama, the judge said, okay, you are released. And then the weaver says, by the will of Rama, I am now released. So that is the faith one should have in the will of God. That is what these Brahmajnanis, they always believe in the will of God. Even the leaf moves with the will of God. Everything that happens in this creation is by the will of God, by the will of Rama, by the will of Krishna, by the will of Kali, by the will of Durga, by the will of Shiva. This is what happens, that there is a firm conviction that everything that happens in this creation is His will. I am not doing anything. I am just a mere instrument. He is the operator. I am just a mere chariot. He is the charioteer. I move as He makes me move. I do as He makes me do. I speak as He makes me speak. That is the ultimate realization, and that is how these Brahmajnanis, they behave. And the moment anyone starts behaving like this, it is an indication that this person is spiritually highly evolved. Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Jai Thakur, Jai Ma, Jai Swamiji.